So that's the visual coming in from Amethi. So if there is Rai Bareli is the big focus, there is Smriti Irani. She's the incumbent member of parliament. Remember in 2014, the woman you're looking at lost to Rahul Gandhi. But she continued to stay put. She put her camps, her residence there, won the bastion, which was known to be of the Gandhis in 2019 with a good enough margin. But this time it's also going to be a fight because while Kishori Lal Sharma has been fielded against Smriti Irani, it's not Rahul Gandhi. It would have made an exciting fight there. But even for Kishori Lal Sharma, remember, let's not take the Congress candidate for granted. He's been on the ground. He's not a mass popular leader, possibly like Smriti Irani is, not the best orator, but he's been on the ground for years. He's managed elections of the Congress party for Sonia Gandhi, for Rahul Gandhi. So he knows the pulse of the Amethi voter. Is it going to be a clean sweep? Is it going to be a surprise? Because either way, remember, Amethi voter has been changing minds over the past few years. What will they decide now? And like from Rai Bareli, also that we are listening to, the voters will decide who they want as their leader. I want to bring in Rahul Gautam. He's in Amethi. Rahul, what is the mood like in Amethi? In Rai Bareli, it is the fight for Congress to retain the bastion. What is it looking like in Amethi where you are? Go over to you now.
Well, Pooja, I'm in Gauriganj here in Amethi. You can see behind me. I'm at the polling booth. There's a model primary school where voting is underway very peacefully. We've been going around to various polling booths, and clearly it's not going to be, a walkover as far as Amethi is concerned, given the fact that there is a palpable anti-incumbency against Smriti Irani. However, BJP is banking highly upon the vote bank of beneficiaries. Remember the scheme of providing 5 kg free ration, and apart from this, giving houses to poor families. All these things BJP believe is actually going to help them to turn the tide in their favor. In fact, the Congress is banking heavily upon the Yadavs, the minority vote bank, which is here in significant numbers. In fact, there are 20% Muslims here, 28% OBCs. The Congress party is hopeful that with the Samajwadi party coming in and supporting Congress party, it is going to be, an easy win for ML Sharma. But you rightly pointed out that ML Sharma, one should not take him for granted, given the fact that since 1999 he has been assisting Gandhi family in terms of, winning elections, managing elections, and therefore, and in fact, Priyanka Gandhi took upon herself. In fact, she was camping here in Amethi to ensure that the message goes around that ML Sharma is part of Gandhi family, and therefore people should come out and support him as they had supported Gandhi family earlier in Amethi. So clearly it's a battle royal here in Amethi. It's a prestige battle, and Smriti Irani will certainly try to send this message that she just not got lucky in 2019. Now this constituency politically belongs to her.
That's true. And what you've said, and rightly put, Rahul, that KL Sharma may not be a Gandhi, but that's what the Gandhis are projecting him as, that he's been a family member already. But what a fight it could have been had Rahul Gandhi fielded from Amethi. Smriti Irani versus Rahul Gandhi. Nevertheless, it's Rahul Gandhi versus Dinesh Pratap Singh and Thakur Prasad Yadav in Rai Bareli. And while I've been speaking to the voters here, I got a very interesting take from 3 young men, aged between 21 to 24. Each one of them, of course, without revealing who they voted for, but said, we want employment, 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 and no scam. It's a word for the leaders to hear what our young generation is asking for here in Rai Bareli and likely other places as well. I want to now go across back to the studios where Preeti Chaudhary is to look at the bigger picture of what Uttar Pradesh elections are like. Preeti, over to you.
You know, Pooja, you said what you heard from those 3 voters, and I'll come down to how we can interpret it. Because in Uttar Pradesh, if you hear Berozgari, unemployment, then clearly you have an idea or an inkling that the voter is moving towards the Congress narrative. And if you hear Vikas, if you hear Rashan, if you hear strong leadership, then the voter is veering off towards the Bharatiya Janata Party in terms of the language that we picked up. Just simplifying it for our voters. Let's turn to our election intelligence dashboard. Let's look at the VIP candidates that are in the fray. Those two seats that we're talking about, and I'm going to quickly pull in for a quick comment. Rashid Kidwai, who's in the studio, followed the Congress for years. You know, what's interesting is more than Rai Bareli right now, it's the seat of Amethi, which is very, very interesting, viewers. Because in Rai Bareli, even though, say in 2019, Sonia Gandhi gap of victory had narrowed down, Dinesh Pratap had narrowed her victory margin, but still it seemed Sonia Gandhi was very comfortable in victory. It was the 2019 election where Smriti Irani, of course, had defeated Rahul Gandhi with a margin of 50,000 votes. What's going to come off now? What was supposedly everyone thought it's going to be a juicy contest between Smriti Irani, Rahul Gandhi. Well, no, it's Smriti Irani versus Kishori Lal Sharma, a Brahman who has interesting, you know, Javed, I want to bring you in, Rashid Kidwai, I want to bring you in on this, because what's interesting in this contest is Kishori Lal Sharma, nothing to do with Uttar Pradesh, comes in from Uttarakhand, if I'm not wrong, comes into Uttar Pradesh to look at the Gandhi's entire campaign there, and now the contender. Do you reckon, Rashid, that this would be the seat that could decide the mood of the people? Because many are saying that Kishori Lal Sharma knows Amethi in terms of the 5, you know, Vidhan Sabha constituencies, Vidhan Sabha segments that make up the Lok Sabha constituency of Amethi. And he's the one who's practically run the campaign, because earlier on Rahul might be on the ticket, but he was the man manning the election.
Yes, Preeti, I think Kishori Lal Sharma knows Amethi constituency very well. If there are 500 influencers, probably 450 would be personally known to him. But I think biggest problem with Kishori Lal Sharma is that he lacks that kind of political stature. He's been a manager. And remember, in Amethi, the Congress, whenever Nehru Gandhi family members were not there, they had propped up a Captain Satish Sharma, who was seen as a friend of Rajiv Gandhi, or someone who was a family friend. So Kishori Lal Sharma is trying to project himself in that kind of mold, whether he'll succeed or not. But the key point, Preeti, in this election is going to be whether there is a kind of, anti-Smriti Irani, sentiment there or not. Because people will be primarily voting against Smriti Irani if Kishori Lal Sharma indeed, manages to win that seat.
All right, so these are, remember, the views and the situation coming in from on the ground as well. As we continue to be accompanied by our reporters, whether it's Amethi, Rai Bareli, Lucknow and other constituencies as well, we'll soon give you an update of what voting has been. It's going to be about 10 a.m. What is the turnout looking like? First, let me get in a view from Professor Badri Narayan. He's a political analyst. His experience goes way back when it comes to about elections and the turnout as well. Professor Badri Narayan, when someone over 50 who I spoke to here says strong leadership, progress for all, we need someone who works for country, and they're not thinking just on Rai Bareli but at the national level, and then a young voter tells me that we are looking for employment, we don't want scams. How do you see this precisely when it comes to, let's say for example, Rai Bareli, a Congress stronghold, and yet a fight? Please stay on with me. Please stay on with me. Smriti Irani, Amethi MP speaking.
लोकतंत्र के पर्व पर सहभागी और सहयोगी होने वाले हर भारतीय को आज इस लोकतंत्र के उत्सव की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं सर्वप्रथम प्रेषित करती हूं। आज ये मेरा सौभाग्य है कि मैंने गौरीगंज में अपने गांव में विकसित भारत के संकल्प के साथ गरीब कल्याण और महिला सशक्तिकरण को समर्पित एक नेता को अपना समर्थन दिया। मैं आज सभी भारतीयों से, हिंदुस्तानियों से निवेदन करती हूं कि आप शीघ्रातिशीघ्र अपने मतदान केंद्र पर जाकर इस उत्सव में सहभागी बने। भारत और भारत के भविष्य के प्रति ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है, इसका निर्वहन करें। मैं पुनः कहती हूँ, ये मेरा सौभाग्य है कि आज गौरीगंज में विकसित भारत के संकल्प के साथ गरीब कल्याण एवं महिला शक्ति को समर्पित एक नेता को, एक राष्ट्र सेवक को मैंने अपना मत दिया। अभिलाषी हूँ कि जनता उनको अपना स्नेह और आशीर्वाद निरंतर देती रहे।
मैडम ये बताइए, प्रत्याशी बदल गया है अमेठी का, प्रत्याशी बदलने का परिणाम पर क्या असर पड़ेगा? मैडम कुछ बोलेंगे?
आपने देखा कि किस तरह से यहाँ पर स्मृति ईरानी ने बातचीत की है मीडिया से।
So that is Smriti Irani, and if you heard, she was very decidedly using the word Mera Gaon, Mera Sheher. She's of course coming across, making it to the voter and the viewer that it's me who's always been here. I haven't been parachuted by the leadership. I want to go back to Professor Badri Narayan. Apologies for interrupting you. There's a constant breaking news coming in. You tell me, do you think there is going to be perhaps an age group that could be a deciding factor of how they want to vote for their next leader, specifically when it comes to bastions like Rai Bareli or once bastions like Amethi?
Yeah, see, Amethi and Raebareli are in Uttar Pradesh, but sometimes it looks like they are not in Uttar Pradesh. They are out of Uttar Pradesh because they are always, even in a difficult time for Congress, they remain as a bastion of the Congress. Sometimes it changed because of this Smriti Irani case. She defeated that time Rahul Gandhi. But it is a stronghold of Congress in both the constituency are a stronghold in the Congress. And you are very right that sometimes voters themselves or herself for the voting in terms of language and in language in which they feel comfortable. So there are some very popular diction through which they tell about their vote. That is like employment, you said. Employment narrative is important, and employment narrative wherever come, it does not.
Please stay on with me. Because Aditi Singh, the MLA, is speaking right now from BJP. Let's listen in to that as well. So these are the visuals on your screen, and I want to bring in Preeti Chaudhary also here. Preeti, Aditi Singh perhaps has seen both sides of the coin, but this time she's also has been in many ways the influencing voice here in Uttar Pradesh, isn't it?
Well, you know, it's very interesting where Aditi Singh comes into question, and Pooja, nobody better but to get in a view on what the Aditi Singh family is, where Rai Bareli Amethi is concerned, what the Congress has been, her father Sanjay Singh, and the dynamics that are playing out right now, and possibly why not going in favor of the BJP. I want to bring in Rashid Kidwai into this conversation. Rashid Kidwai, very interesting. Aditi Singh's father, Sanjay Singh, always with the Congress. Aditi Singh decides, to pull away, join the BJP, and actually win, on a ticket by the BJP. But having said that, this time around, the dynamics, because a lot of people and speculations when we were in Rai Bareli and Amethi seem to suggest that the Sanjay Singh family not very happy with the BJP and could actually, and that's where that entire caste factor also comes in, could harm the BJP in these two seats.
Absolutely, Preeti. I think you have raised a very pertinent issue, a very political thing. In Amethi particularly, this Rajput votes are going to matter a lot, whether they will side with Smriti Irani. There are a lot of problems have cropped up in recent, I would say, months and weeks, etc., and that is reflecting in the voting behavior today. Perhaps the key point, Preeti, was that it was Sanjay Singh's father who had brought in Sanjay Gandhi way back in 1976. True. That first kind of Amethi link with the Nehru Gandhi family was because of Aditi Singh's family. Her grandfather went and approached him, and Sanjay had an offer from a seat from Punjab and a seat from Madhya Pradesh, but he chose Amethi. So it was Raja of Amethi who had brought Sanjay Gandhi in, and then Rajiv Gandhi, then Sonia Gandhi, and all of them, and Rahul Gandhi came in there, Sonia Gandhi. So this family matters a lot, not only symbolically, but on the caste lines too.
You know, what's interesting in all of this is, Pooja, because Aditi Singh, who was vocal, maybe a few weeks ago, has suddenly gone silent. And locally, it's very difficult to interpret and really what's really going down in midst of the politics that is swirling in Amethi and Rai Bareli. And, even during a recent election meet of the BJP, Aditi Singh was missing, conspicuously missing from the dynamics of the BJP there, Rashid. Pooja, just one quick question and we are back to you.
Yes, I think pretty a lot matters on that, ego. Remember, Rajputs, consider themselves as very, proud people. They want a participation. And we've seen in Sanjay Singh's political career throughout, whether he was in Congress or in BJP, he was very, very, kind of a temperamental politician. He would agree to disagree, or sometimes he would be in with somebody but not very active. So same trait his daughter is also showing. And this is how in UP, politics is played.
Well, it is interesting because Aditi Singh had managed to get a victory puja at a time where it was a Samajwadi Party stronghold. Mind you, one of the biggest, strengths for the Congress this time in Amethi and Rai Bareli would be that the Samajwadi Party is standing besides the Congress. It has a huge Yadav vote bank, and Aditi Singh managed to win on a BJP ticket in a Yadav stronghold. But right now, conspicuous at least by her silence. But Maushmi, our colleague Pooja, speaking with Aditi Singh.
डेफिनेटली ये पार्टी का निर्णय होता है. आई एम नॉट अबव द पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड. अगर पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड ने फैसला दिया है किसी को टिकट देने का, देन दैट इज दैट, एंड आई रिस्पेक्ट दैट कम्प्लीटली. और पूरी तरीके से मैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सपोर्ट में हूं. और आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी तीसरी बार प्रधानमंत्री बनने जा रहे हैं. आई कुड नॉट बी हैप्पियर. इट इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट नीड ऑफ द आवर, एंड आई थिंक इट्स गोइंग टू बी फैंटास्टिक.
So these political calculations, silence and when to speak is perhaps reflective of what a high-stakes election this is going to be, specifically for the 80 constituencies of Uttar Pradesh.